Hey everyone, welcome to This Is Biz. I'm Ricky Scott, the founder of Linux App Productions, and today we're here with the founders of the apparel brand, The Collective Company, aka COLco, Toris, Moody, and Derrell Williams. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Great.
Thanks for joining me today. So let's jump right into it. Tell me all about COLco. Like, where did it come from? What inspired you? What services or products do you guys offer?
Basically, I worked with Marcus and Toris on like a few things before. Like they were on a clothes brand. I was making clothes. And then eventually we got cool. And then we were just like we should do work on something together. And basically it became like a strength in numbers type thing. And then it visually it comes from things that we're into, everything from sports, and of course fashion, streetwear, sneakers, that type of thing. So right now you can purchase anything from t-shirts, hoodies, accessories. We also carry sweatshorts, like halter tops, um, sweatpants, and then we have plenty of things coming in the future. So check us out at colco.us or colcoshop.com.
So what are some of your long-term goals and visions for COLco?
Long-term goals and visions really just boil down to expansion. We're looking to expand in every way we can possible. We want to move more volume. We want to move into retail spaces. We want to get our own retail space, our own brick and mortar storefront. We're looking to increase our presence in international markets long term. And then we also want to kind of get into some of the things that we're into, we're into action sports, for example. So we want to start, sponsoring some skaters, getting some skate tapes and things like that put together.
Dope. So that kind of was my next question was like, what differentiates you from other brands? And I heard you say that you're trying to get into international, you're trying to get into some different niches and stuff. But what else differentiates you guys from other street clothes or streetwear, other clothing companies, other apparel companies?
Visually, it definitely doesn't look like anybody else. I feel like we have our own vision. We have our own goals that we set for ourselves, our own way that we look at things. So that, in addition to, we also do a lot of the work ourselves, like from design to actually like making some of the clothes. So like through those different processes, I feel like we just come up with like a product that just separates us from everyone else, because it's us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody necessarily.
But you said there that y'all do your own designs, which is cool. Like that's a unique aspect of it of apparel as well. Where do y'all get the inspiration for your designs and things then?
Inspiration comes from any and everywhere. Honestly, it could be the way the colors in the sky look that day. It could be a memory of a streetwear brand that we wore growing up. It could be some old vintage car maybe. Like we really look to find inspiration anywhere.
That's dope. Okay, so Toris? You talked about some of your long-term goals. Do you guys have anything for the immediate future lined up?
Yeah, in the immediate future, we have a couple of things lined up. We're actually developing a second brand right now that's going to kind of be, it's a little bit of the opposite of COLco. So COLco is kind of more streetwear, where this is more of a cut and sew, higher end textiles, clean lines, that type of deal. So immediate future, that's what we got going on. And we're also going to step a little bit deeper into the skatewear scene. We got some hardware coming up, some little sneaky things on the way.
Nice. And do y'all have a timing around that? Like
this fall, just be on the lookout this fall.
Okay.
So
Cool. So I guess I'll start with you on this next question, Rail. Who are some of your role models in the apparel game? Like, who inspires you?
That's a funny question. It's I wouldn't say we have role models. It's definitely things we admire about people. For example, Kirby, John Raymond, he does PM off. We like the things that he does. But you know what I'm saying, he's not necessarily in our lane as well. And then of course, stylistically, you may say like someone like Pharrell, like stylistically. Like we like some of the things that he's done or the brands he's been associated with, that type of thing. But streetwear wise, definitely Stussy, because like, and then gaining this longevity that we want, and of course, um, to this day, I feel like their original brand, their original look, and you still get the same feeling like throughout all of their work, even when they work with like other brands like Dior.
40 years later.
Yeah, pretty much. So like that's definitely a goal for us, like a huge goal. So like,
Dope. So I just caught that 4 years. So y'all been in COLco 4 years old now?
No, that was a reference to Stussy, how he said they've maintained and stayed true. I'm saying they're 40 years old. Like no streetwear brand is
Got you.
stayed that strong for that long. They're the oldest around.
How long has COLco been around though?
I'll say 2016 is when we really started tinkering and trying to think what we really wanted to do. What are we going to call this? What's the inspiration and idea behind it? And I want to say maybe 2018, 2017 is where things actually started to form. We started to see like T-shirts and logos pop out.
So what has been the biggest lesson that either of you have learned or together you've learned in this journey in the apparel game? Like, coming in, I'm pretty sure you guys, you had to learn as you went. So like, what are some lessons you've learned?
Lessons we learned. Okay, so with the collective company, we wanted to do it ourselves, but neither of us went to fashion school. So we took we've been taking these early years to kind of really get hands-on and learn the ins and outs. So we know every little thing, every little detail, the inner workings of, everything that goes on. So we've learned everything. Like we took on screen printing ourselves, we took on vinyl cutting ourselves. Right now we're learning to do our own patterns and, getting better on the sewing machine. So, it's a ton of things we've learned on the business and advertising thing. With the new brand, we're getting into sustainability and kind of like a holistic thing. So, we've been learning about natural dyes and non-toxic, different textiles and things that are good to your skin and good for your health. So we've literally learned everything there is to learn about fashion and streetwear.
So that's what I've been seeing you do on your story, like all the dyes you be mixing and things like that. I was like, what is he cooking? Like, okay. Got you.
I'm working with non-toxic vegetable-based dyes right now.
I thought you went vegan or something, but nah, that makes sense.
I eat things with faces.
Okay. So what's one specific challenge that you've overcome? You've talked about how you guys had to learn everything from scratch pretty much and really hands-on, but like, what's a major challenge that you've overcome?
If I had to say, learning that everything has its own process. And like by process, not necessarily like just, well, of course, including how things are done, but just like what you're going to go through learning to do those things, like it's always like, a little bit of give and take, you make mistakes along the way. Sometimes these things cost money. Sometimes these things cost a lot of time. So like, I don't know, like that question of, do you want to keep doing this, will keep coming up. And you know what I'm saying? You got to keep answering that question the same way. You know what I'm saying? You just go take everything one day at a time.
Perseverance is definitely a big factor.
You got to stay consistent and persevere through it. I get that. Cool. What advice would y'all offer an aspiring apparel maker?
Well, I have two parts of advice, really. And I guess it goes for any creative or anybody out there if you're selling or trying to push any type of product. Because this was the best piece of advice given to me before we even really started. It was really helpful. It's basically the people that you love and that you call your friends aren't necessarily going to be your supporters. And the people who are going to, fund your brand and help market it and help get eyes on it, these different things. Because we start these things and a lot of times you expect the people around you who you see every day to be your biggest supporters. And in reality, that's not really the case. What you do doesn't really align with everyone. So you just got to be ready for that. And the second piece of advice is just do your own thing, really. Like if you're confident in what you make, like somebody's gonna like it. Just push it. Don't really listen to the naysayers.
That's real. That's real. Um, shifting gears a little bit. As y'all both know, we're like in the middle of a global pandemic with COVID-19. How has that impacted your business, and how have you adapted? And going forward, how are you going to adapt with the changing environment?
So when COVID hit, it kind of affects us in a way, but I don't know. We just naturally adapt to things as like I said, everything is a process. So like during this time, we took the time to really start and work on the second brand that we've been talking about. Our web store is already online, so everything can be done through that safe and sanitary, of course. And then basically we also started a YouTube channel because like you can't really go out like and shoot, and do everything else that you want to do, especially because you don't know what's going on yet, like really. So like we would love to pull up on people and do interviews. I'd rather do it that way. But because of COVID, we did all of ours like except for 2 of them that were already recorded. We did those like virtually, like through Skype. So I don't know, everything else has been smooth sailing. Because like as we said, also like we've just been working on dyes. We're just getting this next other brand together, so we've been staying busy.
Yeah, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise. We've had a lot of time to really expand our knowledge and expertise.
That's what I found, like me personally and everyone that I've talked to, like throughout the series, it's been like COVID's been as unfortunate as it is and as, tragic as it is, it's been like a blessing in disguise for creatives and people to really focus on themselves. Like, like you, Derrell, you said that y'all worked on the new brand during this time. Like it gives you time to chill and reflect and just really like get your house in order, honestly, and to do things that you probably wouldn't have been able to do. You could have done them, but you probably wouldn't have done if you didn't have that dedicated time. So yeah, I definitely understand that. And Derrell, you mentioned that you have a YouTube channel. And Toris, I know you mentioned earlier your website, but could you tell us your social handles again?
The website is COLco.us or www.colcoshop.com. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at COLco.us. And then our YouTube channel is The Collective Company. You can look that up.
What is the one thing your brand represents?
I want people to see the effort. We go out of our way to make sure that our things are our own. We don't look for the trends. We don't really care about the trends. We don't really care about what's happening in fashion or any of that. Like we make what we feel is solid, reliable. We work really hard on our own graphics. We cook those things up from scratch through original ideas that either one of us may come up with. With the new brand, you'll see a lot of originality and attention to detail and craftsmanship with that. I think our colors. I don't think a lot of people talk about that, but I think our colors are a big thing we want people to notice. Like we're really big on our color theory, and like kind of how we put things together with the different colors and whatnot. Like it might seem kind of random and out the blue, but like it's always very intentional and purposeful.
So is there anything else you guys want to share?
Just be on the lookout for our new up-and-coming brand. We're going to be releasing information about that soon. We don't want to give anything yet. I want to make sure everything's nice and zip tight with that. Keep tuning in to the Collective Company. We got some great things on the site right now. We have some previous things on there on clearance. Sizing for that like super limited though, so it might not be like one small here, one large there. Also tune into our YouTube channel. We're doing things with that. We got some big plans for that coming up. Like you said earlier in the interview, you can find this on the Collective Company. It's like a little copyright C with a yellow background. You can find us there pretty easily.
Sounds good. Derrell, anything else?
Stay tuned.
Tuned. Cool. Well, I appreciate y'all time today. And again, this is Toris, Moody, and Derrell Williams with the Collective Company.
Hey, definitely appreciate you having us.
All right, no problem.